The 143 Story Treehouse. Chapter 6, Campfire Fun. We all swim to the edge of the lake and make it back onto land, even the old boot. Lucky I packed my waterproof camera, says Jimmy, pointing it at the boot. Click. And I'm glad I brought my waterproof notebook, says Wanda. She crouches beside the boot and starts asking it questions. How long have you been a boot? Who was your owner? Do you like being a boot? Do you like swimming? How long have you been in the lake? Hey, Andy, says Terry. Look, Wanda's trying to interview the boot. Wanda is such a great interviewer that she can get information out of anything, says Jimmy. Animal, mineral, vegetable, or in this case, footwear. Please be quiet, says Wanda. I'm trying to conduct an interview. Sorry, I whisper. Come on, everybody, let's leave Wanda and the boot in peace and go make a fire to dry ourselves and warm up. I use the packs to chop some wood and build a fire without splitting myself or anybody else in half. Soon we are all sitting around a blazing campfire. We're warmer than we were, but still hungry. Can you eat soggy old boots, says the kind scarecrow. Well, I guess you could, I say, but I don't see why you'd want to. Can you eat fire, says Terry. Fire eaters can, I say, but it's dangerous. Remember the time we tried it? Oh, yes, says Terry. My tongue was on fire for weeks. Horse head dumplings. It's one of the crazy owls, isn't it? Wise old owls, are they? Okay. The main thing campfires are good for, I say, apart from warmth, is toasting marshmallows. Did you bring the marshmallow machine, says Pinchy. That's another thing Terry forgot to pack, I say. You didn't ask me to pack it, says Terry. Yes, I did, I say. No, you didn't. Yes, I can't finish my sentence because a marshmallow has landed in my mouth. The marshmallow machine is hovering right in front of me. It looks like the marshmallow machine came anyway, says Terry. Guess it needed a holiday too. A stick dispenser pops out of the marshmallow machine and soon we're all happily toasting marshmallows, even the old boot. This sure beats toasting marshmallows in our own volcano, says Terry. Totally, I say. Remember the time it erupted all over us? Kaboom! Yeah, says Terry. That was funny. No, it wasn't, I say. We got covered in super hot lava. Oh, yeah, says Terry. Not funny. We toast marshmallows until everybody has had their fill, and then we all settle back contentedly and look up at the stars. This is turning out to be a pretty good holiday after all. The stars are so clear out here, says Terry. I can see the Big Dipper. And I can see the big lollipop, says Mary. I can see the big ice cream cone, says Edward. The penguin says, I see a big mess. I see a big ice cream robot, says whatever that thing is. I can see the big scarecrow, says the kind scarecrow. You are a big scarecrow, says a penguin. Quazjex, says the first wise owl. Corkscrew, says the second wise owl. Big nose, says the third. I can see the big dum-dum, I say, pointing at Terry. Oh, that's pretty mean, isn't it? I can see an even bigger dum-dum, says Terry, pointing at me. Out! Okay, that's enough stargazing for one night, I say. Let's tell spooky campfire stories instead. I love spooky campfire stories, says Terry. Can I start? I've got a really spooky one. We all settle in. Terry shines a torch up underneath his chin to give his face that spooky there's a torch under my chin look and starts his story. My spooky story is about a witch and a big fat hairy spider and a full moon with a dark cloud passing across it. There's also a vampire puppy, a zombie kitten, there's lots of creatures in this thing, a haunted peanut butter sandwich, a mysterious floating head, a screaming caterpillar that just screams and screams, and when you ask it to stop, it just keeps screaming and 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 screaming. Yeah. Terry, I say, is there any chance you could stop telling us about the story and start telling us the actual story? I wish I could, says Terry, but the scariest thing of all is that I can't remember it. All I know is that there's a witch and a big fat hairy... Never mind, I say. I got a scary story, and I'm pretty sure I can remember every word. Terry passes me the torch, and I begin. In a dark, dark wood, there was a dark, dark house. And in that dark, dark house, there was a dark, dark door. And behind that dark, dark door, there was a dark, dark staircase. And at the top of that staircase, the top of that dark, dark staircase, there was a dark, dark room. And in that dark, dark room, there was a dark, dark box. And in that dark, dark box, there was... I pause for dramatic effect. A tub of ice cream, says Edward. No, I say, it wasn't a refrigerated box. Melted ice cream, says Edward. No, I say, there was no ice cream, not frozen or melted. Besides, this is a spooky story, and ice cream isn't spooky. A lollipop, says Mary. No, I say, lollipops aren't spooky either. Lollipops. A dot, says Terry. No, I say, stop trying to wreck my story. Dots are the least spooky thing in the whole world. Well, what was in the box then, says Wanda. I take a deep breath. It was a ghost.